Today at AVC, it's all about adhesives. So stick around, maybe you'll learn something. So when we're selecting an adhesive for our van project, there's two different form factors we need to think about. One is going to be what we spray outside the van. The other is going to be things that we spray inside the van. Whether or not we're spraying inside or outside the van, there's certain things we also want to consider about the adhesives we're using. Those would be resistance to temperature, toxicity, cost, waste, open working time, application method, and finally cleanup. So with those things in mind, let's jump into some of the adhesives that AVC uses here at the shop. When AVC is looking for an adhesive to use outside of our van, we like to use one of the products right here in front of us. For the most part, the 3M Fast Bond and this Wilson Art water-based adhesive are mostly interchangeable. We haven't really noticed much of a difference here in the shop. So although we like the Wilson Art, I'm just going to set it aside for now so we can focus on these two. All the products that we use here are going to have a high heat resistance. So considering the adhesive when we put it in our van, we want to keep in mind that the van is going to be parked in the sun. We're going to see really big temperature swings, and we're going to see temperatures, upwards of 140 degrees in that van at certain times of the year, depending where we are. When selecting an adhesive, we always want to consider toxicity. So these water-based adhesives from 3M are UL certified, and therefore they're a fairly healthy product for us to be applying. Sometimes we wear a mask, sometimes we don't. It just depends on the amount of airflow around us when we're applying these adhesives. Because these are water-based adhesives and available in a large form factor, it's going to keep our costs down. So solvent-based adhesives are always going to cost a little bit more. Smaller quantity of an adhesive is also going to cost more. So what comes in a hand can is not equatable cost-wise to something that comes in a larger bulk format. And as you notice here, we have a 5-gallon of some of these because we use so much adhesive here in the shop, it just makes sense for us to buy them in a larger quantity. The main difference between these two water-based adhesives is our open working time. So our Fast Bond has an open working time of about 40 minutes, whereas the Fast Tack can be ready in as little as 5. So when we're doing multiple sections of wall kit, sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of working time. If it's your first application of adhesives and it's your first van you're building, I'd probably go with something a little bit slower. But if you're an old pro or you're just impatient, the Fast Tack can be a really great solution for you. For applying our water-based adhesives here at AVC, we found a couple of methods that work really well. The first and most expensive is a 3M proper paint sprayer. So this thing can do anything from automotive paint spraying to our water-based adhesives. It has interchangeable tips, interchangeable bladders. This is a fantastic tool, but it is at kind of a shop price. So we're looking around the $400 mark for something like this, plus some of the other consumables as you go through them. For your home builder or home DIYer, this might not be the best application for you. So our favorite choice for the DIY van builder is the Wagner Paint Station. So this thing is a really great and versatile tool. It's going to apply our water-based adhesives. It's going to be fairly easy to clean up. It also is going to do more than just spraying adhesive for you. So after you're done with your wall kit, we use it to spray poly around here. So if you're going to polyurethane cabinets or a ceiling panel, something like that, it's a really good application for that. Also, you can use it around the house. So I recently painted my bathroom with this thing. It works really great. It's actually designed for latex paint, but that's why it shoots adhesive so well. So this is a good one for you. One of the main reasons we like a water-based adhesive here at AVC is cleanup. So it's super easy to clean up our tools, to clean up any spills with a little bit of soap and water. So when we're using something like this, it's really, really simple to use around the house, around our shop, anything like that. Every once in a while, if we have some dried adhesives, we are going to need a citrus-based adhesive remover. So 3M recommends this to clean up, overspray any dried adhesive anywhere because it is going to loosen up those adhesives for us. Okay. So speaking of hand cans, when we're working inside the van, we prefer to use a smaller application type like this. It's going to give us a little more precision when we're spraying, and it's just less setup. I can grab a can and I can jump in the van and start spraying. So taking a look at the options that we use here, of course, we've already mentioned our adhesive remover. This is a really great choice to clean up our adhesives, our oversprays. The reason we like the citrus-based version is it doesn't chalk out our plastics, so it doesn't dry them out. We don't get that white residue on some of our plastics around the van, so it's much safer to use this as a cleanup method. 3M Formula 90 is our go-to choice for a general purpose spray adhesive. So whether we're spraying columns in a van, wrapping a wall kit, spraying down some laminate, any of those things are going to do really well with 3M Formula 90. It covers just about everything, and it's going to be available at your local big box store. So this is a really good solution. For more specific jobs, we use 3M Formula 74. So this is a really great choice for doing foam and fabric specific jobs. It has a faster tack, so we can work quicker with the product. It means we're gonna breeze through things like wrapping columns much faster than waiting for something like 90 to off gas. It also does not melt styrofoam. So when we're spraying something like foam blocks in the van, when we're wrapping window frames, this is a really good safe choice because we're not gonna dissolve what we're actually spraying. So when you're working in a shop like ours, sometimes it makes more sense to go for a little bit bigger form factor. So in some of our videos, you'll see this large canister of 70. It's basically interchangeable with the 74. Just think of this thing as a giant hand can. So it's pre-pressurized, but it requires some specific equipment like specialty lines and sprayers, things like that, that just push this out of the affordability realm for a home DIYer that's doing one project. So I'm not going to highlight this one because it's basically the same product as this, but you are going to see it in some of our upcoming videos. So in general, our application method and a lot of the details about these hand cans is going to be the same between the two different cans here. Both of these products have a good high heat resistance, so they're a great choice for using inside of our van. Because the adhesive in these hand cans is a solvent-based formula, it's always important to consider toxicity. Whenever we're not on camera, we wear an activated charcoal filter respirator. So it's a smart idea to protect your lungs. Please wear a respirator. One of the biggest downsides to a hand can is increased cost and increased waste. If you do your entire van with hand cans, you're going to have multiple trash cans full of empties. Open working time on these cans is going to vary by can to can. We already kind of hit on that. The 74 is going to be a really quick application method. 90, you have to consider what you're actually gluing. So if you're gluing something that's porous and it's going to let the vapor or the propellants escape, then you can usually stick it down pretty quick. If you're doing something like adhering Landau, like on their columns of your van, then you're going to have to make sure you get really good off-gassing time so that you don't get bubbling in the future. A benefit to a hand can is the application method. So there's no setup, there's no cleanup. This thing is ready to go. You grab it, pop the top, and then you're spraying in your van, which is really nice. And that's why we use them here at the shop. They're also very accurate because it's such a small can. We can get into tight places, we can be near other things with less worry about overspray. So last of all, again, is cleanup. So the nice thing is this 3M citrus-based is gonna work for everything we spray here at the shop. So it's a really good one-stop shop solution for cleaning up our adhesives. So after all of that, if you're still confused, just remember these two products right here. So this is gonna do everything you need to do outside of the van. It's gonna do your wall kits, your fabrics, everything like that. And then the 74 is gonna do everything you need to do inside of the van. So columns, wrapping, window frames, other specific foam and fabric applications. So these two right here, these are our workhorses here at ABC. Hey, thanks for watching today. If you have any other comments or questions about adhesives, maybe you wanna share with us what you used in your van, let us know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please like it so others can find it. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. With that, we'll see you on the next video.